YouTube, hello, it is I, your cold leader, your cold father, your cold daddy, Keronzi, back once again. We return once more to the land of Eorzea. We left off on a bit of a bum note, but also a good note. We liberated Doma. The cost was high, as is everything. But hey, we're continuing on. We must move on, and so we shall. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. It really helps the channel grow. There's comments down below, so I'll respond to you in kind. This is a blind playthrough, though, so if you're going to talk about any of the plot points I've not yet encountered, just mark your comments with a spoiler at the beginning so I can use my discretion to read through it. There are some links to the Lore of Six store, to my throne list. They help out a lot. We should probably get on with this. Shin here was saying I had a few quests to go to the next stopping point.
Yep.
Don't know what he meant by a few. I'm imagining only a handful of them. And if that's the case, well, at the very least then, that means we've got to find something else to do. So we'll see what happens.
What was the mission?
What, that I'm on now?
Yeah.
A swift and secret departure.
Okay.
And you said, a Lady of Bliss is where I need to stop.
Yes.
I do need to use a different class.
So that is 6 quests.
Oh, that's not too bad. Really do need to figure something different for the dancer. Looking like they're in a punk band. Not bad, but
I find with the dancer moves that stuff that flows and moves
yeah.
is generally better.
Oh, map, why did you move? I just tried to close you, not move you, goddammit. Alright, Alphino. Where are we going, buddy? Alphino would like to return to the Ruby Bazaar post-haste. Okay. I informed Tartaru of our coming. She and Hancock should be waiting for us in the Ruby Bazaar. Then it is here we part ways. Best of luck to you and yours in your piratical endeavors, I suppose?
Yeah, piratical.
Sure, I probably could have used the run to get the jog speed sooner. Welcome back, everyone, and congratulations on a job well done. It is a pleasure as ever to see your smiling face, Tartaru. Less so yours, Hancock, though Arasho and I are sincerely grateful for your assistance. The pleasure was all mine, Master Alphino, I assure you. Anyway, you'll be glad to hear that I've already chartered passage for you back to Limsalomisa. The ship is to leave port this very day, but the captain has agreed to wait until the four of you have boarded. The four of us? You mean to stay here in Kugani? Yes. I gave it some thought, and I realized that even with Doma free, there's still a need for a woman in the middle. Maybe even more than before, considering all the friends and alliances you made. As I told her many times before, I'd be more than willing to assist you. And as I told you many times before, I am not about to let you worm your ways into our affairs and exploit our connections for your personal gain. Must you always presume the worst? So, there you have it. I will remain here for now. You needn't worry. I'm a regular at the Holstry and half a dozen other local institutions. Everyone loves me! Yeah, probably because you drink a lot.
I was going to say she's staying there because the booze is cheap.
Probably, yeah. So, go. Don't let me keep you. Buy your supplies and souvenirs while you still can. When you've finished, make haste to the docks. Pier number 2, to be precise. I'll be waiting for you there. I cannot deny the thought of leaving her alone worries me, but she has proven time and time again that she is far more clever than she appears. Besides, I do not think I could persuade her to change her mind. Perhaps I should take her advice and purchase a souvenir or two before leaving. Personally, I would have preferred to host you for a few days, but Tartaru was adamant that you return on the first available ship. One could almost suspect she was eager to be rid of you. Idle musings, not more. Purely hypothetical, and most assuredly incorrect. She only wants what's best for her dear friends, and is surely not motivated by hidden desires to go gallivanting with her Higani paramours? Oh, no, I'm sure she is looking to sleep around without worry of us catching her.
Drunken one-night stands all the way.
Indeed. Oh, it's over there. So, the Holstry? Purser arrive as always. Hopefully the others will not be far behind.
Ah, there you are. All packed and ready to go?
To the best of my knowledge, yes. Apologies for the wait. The task of tying up loose ends invariably takes longer than one allows. Happily, however, all now seems to be in order.
Then there's nothing left to do but to board the ship. Do try and enjoy the journey, won't you? It may be your last chance to rest for a while.
Isn't that
would
always the
depend on
case?
the good captain's choice of route.
As ever, Tataru, I pray you take all due precautions while making your inquiries. Better to avoid the local authorities altogether than risk a repeat of our Ishgardian episode.
And what sordid episode is this, pray tell?
Oh, what, when you almost got executed? Yeah.
Naught to speak of, I assure you.
You there! Hold that ship!
That's Hien's voice. How did he get here so quick?
He does have a giant
What are
bird
you two
thing.
doing here? Shouldn't you be in
True.
Doma?
We tried.
You left with nary a word. We half wondered if I had done something to offend.
Upon learning that you had departed for Kugane, we immediately resolved to give chase. Our comrades can manage affairs in our absence, and it seemed the least we could do.
Oh, are they planning on joining us?
You mean you came all this way just to say goodbye?
That too, aye. But there was something else I felt I had to say. You helped us win our freedom, and for that I cannot thank you enough. Accordingly, after we have established an interim government and so forth, I think it only meet that we repay the favor by dispatching our own forces to Eorzea. If you would have us.
We harbored no expectations of such generous aid, and as there is no telling when the Empire might strike back at you, would it not be wiser to concentrate your resources on the defense of Doma?
I had a mind to pursue a more aggressive defense, to which we will send forth shinobi to provinces far and wide to spread word of our victory, that we might inspire others to take up arms as we did. Even the Empire has its limits. If the Garleans cannot be certain where and when the next rebellion will take place, how can they commit another force to Doma? And besides, so long as this debt remains unpaid, how am I to face myself and Gorsetzer?
As you wish. I will relay your offer to the Eorzean Alliance.
All of Doma is counting on you to finish what we have started. You have it in you, Lys. To seize the future you want. Never forget.
I won't, Hien. Not your words or anything else. Everything that led us here, that will drive us forward, I'll carry it with me always. And that's a promise.
I will hold you to that. Go with them to Eorzea. Tell their people of our triumph and of our pledge to stand with them.
By your leave, I shall pave the way for our new alliance.
There we got Yugiri back.
Hurry up, you lot! The ship's about to weigh anchor!
It seems our time is at an end. Go well, my friends, and may we meet again beneath a western sky.
The first to arrive, but the last to get on the damn ship, god damn it. Meanwhile, in the royal palace of Alamigo.
I always knew that woman was unfit for command.
Uh-oh.
Aye, when you think of all the resources we've poured into that hole, and for what?
Well, those two are now dead. You're fine. You're just relaying a message. Why would he kill you? Well, maybe he will.
beast yet lives. Mayhap it is time I sharpen my claws. I wonder, will you walk into my parlor once more?
For Dolorem Lupus, come at the command of the Lord Viceroy to present the prisoner taken by the Cranie Lupi.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Xenos ye Galvus, I presume.
Oh no. Kryl, what have you gotten yourself into?
It's true what they say. You do have the eyes of a monster. A ravenous, insatiable fiend.
You, give the butcher your weapon.
Yes, my lord.
My lord, this is...
A reward given in recognition of your service. I trust you will prove more capable than his former owner.
I swear, I'll not disappoint you, my lord.
Good. Now, silence that mewling little piglet. I will not hear another sound pass her lips until I strip the fat from her.
Uh-oh. Anyone for potato salad? Show me potato salad! We should inform the Admiral of our arrival, and brief her on that which took place in Doma before leaving the city. Compared to Kugane's vivid colours, Limsalomisa seems a bit lacking. Still beautiful in its own way, but not as much as before. It feels like a lifetime ago that we left for Kugane, doesn't it? Back in Eorzea at last, ready to pick up where we left off and finish the fight. We're not who we were when we left. We're stronger and wiser. So let's do it. Let's get back to Alamigo and defeat Xenos once and for all. Yeah, about that. Catch me if you can. Okay. We've been away far too long, and finally we're going to make things right. Okay. While you were away... Here we are, home at last. I must say, the journey passed more quickly than I expected. That would be due to the absence of otherworldly interference, I expect. I should be glad if we did not speak of that unpleasantness again. But in spite of all that and more, we return better for the experience, and more importantly, triumphant. Indeed, and with Doma freed of Imperial oppression, it is only right that we turn our thoughts to the plight of Alamigo. Well, I'm all for that, obviously, but I think you should go and see the refugees of Revenant's Toll before doing anything else. They'll be thrilled to hear what we have accomplished, and it sounds best coming from you. Thank you. I shall do as you suggest. Oh. I see I am not too late. Melweb, you came personally. Admiral, what are you doing here? The East Arlington Trade Company informed me of your impending arrival. I have tidings I thought best to share with you in person. From Abania? Aye. The Alliance still holds the wall despite several Imperial counterattacks, but we have been unable to press further into occupied territory. Commander Kemp and his men, meanwhile, have made great strides toward rebuilding their depleted ranks. They have even taken upon themselves to attempt some few operations, with mixed results. I'm sorry to say. 'Twas a complication arising from one such venture which moved me to seek you out. During a mission to transport wounded resistance fighters to the Rising Stones, Creel Balderson was taken prisoner. Creel? Do you know where she's being held? They do not, but your comrades were informed at once, and I am told Thancred is in Abania looking for her as we speak. How could this have happened? We must seek out Thancred without delay. Nay, Creel taught me better than that. It would be unwise to act without first inquiring a full understanding of the situation. Thank you for informing us. Tired though we may be, we must make haste to Castrum Oriens. Pray excuse us, Admiral. Lady Yagiri?
So you said Kryle's name 3 times in that.
Did I say it all differently?
Differently.
Every time?
Every
Hell
time.
yeah. Hell yeah.
And her family name is Baldessian.
Baldessian? Okay.
Yes.
Creel, Creel, Creel. Creel? Creel?
Krill. Eaten by whales.
Skrillex?
No dubstep.
No, I'm sorry, Ilya. It's all my fault. There you are. You have heard the news? In broad strokes from Admiral Bloesfuen, what happened? Krill and a squadron of resistance fighters were escorting Y'shtola and several other wounded to the Rising Stones for further treatment when they were ambushed by Imperial forces. Arenvold and his men fought valiantly, but in the chaos. I will make no excuses. We failed to protect her. Do not be so hard on yourself. You protected Y'shtola and the others, did you not? Tell us about the attack. It was the Skulls. They knew a path across the wall we hadn't found. We thought we were safe once we reached the Black Shroud. We weren't expecting an ambush. During the fighting, I caught a glimpse of their leader's memories. It was all planned. Hey, wait. How did you catch a glimpse of her memories? You have the Echo? Oh no, okay, you are something different. You're a walker. What the fuck is a walker? The advantage of having a walker in the field. I'm not as strong in the Echo as Ilya is, of course. Half the time, it's enough to knock me on me ass. Like I've taken a dose of concentrated ether. So you walked in Fordola's memories? What did you see? A woman promised the world, education, training, citizenship, all that and more if she but sold her soul. A traitor to her people, a pretender to her masters. It was Xenos himself that gave the order, told her to return with Krill Krill Baldessian alive. Our agents have been carefully monitoring Imperial communications since the attack, but have yet to intercept any transmission making reference to Krill or her current whereabouts. If their orders were to bring Krill back alive, we can save her if we move quickly enough. As you say, time is of the essence, which is why I intend to slip past enemy lines and see what information I can uncover on my own. In the meantime, it is up to you and our allies to command the Imperial's undivided attention. Lots of shouting and explosions and so forth. Keep them distracted, and I will find her. Very well. I wish I could do more to aid you, but I understand. Commander Kemp is on his way to the castrum as we speak for a meeting with General Adeline. Adeline? Alduin? Yeah, okay. I see it. Alduin. If you hurry, you could find him on the road and discuss the situation beforehand. I think Ilya and I are going to go and see Conrad like he suggested. You'll wait here. Do we need to crush some nuts?
Already done.
I know, I see that. I just can't see what was deleted, so I assumed it was.
Yeah.
I wish I could go with him, but it would be utterly self-defeating, but I would do it nevertheless. Yeah, that's because you got a thing for Krill. There's nothing wrong with wanting something stupid, so long as you don't act on it. Remember that there are other ways you can help her. Alphino called...
Besides, he's not Metal Gear Thancred.
True. Alphino called it an advantage, but in truth it was a liability. The vision left me reeling, and Fordola seized the opportunity to push past and snatch up Krill. I'm sorry. Alright, so he's called a walker, or he is a walker. Is that someone with the power of the Echo?
Yeah, you've got to understand that the same abilities are called different things in different regions.
Right.
I think there is a piece of dialogue. It's a kind of blink and you'll miss it thing when you first meet Arnold, where he says that he has the Echo. But yeah, it's not a commonly used one. I don't honestly recall it being used anywhere else.
Fair enough. What can I say? Patience isn't one of my virtues. It's good to see you again, though I wish it were under better circumstances. Well, if this isn't this a pleasant surprise, it fills my heart with joy to see you two hale and healthy. Welcome home, Lise, Ilya. I'm sure you've already heard about Krill by now. That's why we're here. I'm not sure what to think about it, but we'll save her. We'll definitely save her somehow. No, I've no doubt that you will. You look stronger for your time in the Far East, lass. And that's good news for Krill. I'd like to think so. But enough about me. How is everything with you and the Resistance? Better than when you last saw us, make no mistake. Ironvald's been a godsend. Him and Monago and the others are the young and all the other young bloods have achieved so much in such a short time. We've been blessed to receive the support of the Flames Alamegan Brigade, who've been instrumental in freeing our countrymen from labour camps throughout Abania, as well as some political prisoners from the city proper, believe it or not. Together with the refugees returning from Uldar and elsewhere, We've had no shortage of able-bodied men and women eager to join the cause. I knew you wouldn't stop fighting, even after what happened at the Reach. Force of habit, I suppose. Though we've come a long way, we still have far to go. But we'll fight for every ilm. And sooner or later, we'll get to Almigo. But listen to me prattling on when we should be making haste to Castrum Orens. There's no point you telling me everything now when you'll only have to say it again for the Flame General's benefit. You're right. I'll go on ahead and tell the others you're not far off. Losing Creel hit us hard. So many of us owe her our lives, which is why we owe it to her not to give up hope. We'll find her, I'm sure of it. Go on ahead, Ilya. We're not far behind.
And they never found Kryl again. Although they did find a big pile of potato chips.
I know. There is naught to be gained from giving into my emotions. I need to stay calm and composed. Kryl herself would say as much. Ephemy and the others of the Rising Stone are looking after Y'shtola now. We need not fear for her safety. As for Kryl and the others, everything that can be done is being done. It falls to the rest of us to carry on the fight.
Whilst you're in that region,
yes,
can you check out a guy called Serpent Marshal Brookstone?
Yep, he's over here.
Does he have a quest for you?
He's got a blue quest and 2 normal quests. He's got the Hidden Truth, a good role model, and gross encounters.
Okay, the Hidden Truth is one I would like you to pick up.
Sure, I will. I'm just doing something else very quickly.
Yeah, I know. No, you carry on. It's just
no. I will
pick
pick
Stormblood.
I will pick it up. Well, it's an Aether Current one.
Okay, so you're going to need to do it anyway.
Yeah. I just want to return to the toll very quickly, just to see if there's any more progress on the budding romance between Hoary Boulder and his cohorts.
Anor Cockburn, wasn't it?
Yes. And they're not here, actually. Has the news spread to these guys, though? To know that the fires of war may spread across my homeland once more, even if freedom is the result, my heart is clouded. Okay, no, so they're not... okay, interesting. Alright, so the Rising Stone hasn't updated. That's good to know. It's round glass.
You sure? Have you checked every corner and back room?
Well, in the solar, it will just be what's his name?
Ukulele.
Yeah, sure. Inuku, was it? Oh, Unukalhai.
Unukalai.
And no, there was no one else in here. It was just the Domans and Isildur.
Did you speak to Ephemy?
I'll speak to Ephemy, but I mean, this is all like as if I was just leaving to go to the Far East. Tantaru entrusted me with the remainder of her responsibilities in her absence. Should you require aught, pray do not hesitate to ask. Yeah.
He's supposed to be looking after Ishtola. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who would like to see that.
True, but this current iteration of the Rising Stones hasn't got that far in the story. Castrum Orens is where I need to go, not Ralgar's Reach.
I mean, it's not that there's much they can do for Ishtola. She was cut in half.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what happens when you try to fight blind.
I'll pick up the hidden truth, though. Serpent Marshal Brookstone is in need of a soldier. Ah, Ilya, Star Age of the Maelstrom. A moment, if you would. The Alliance has seen fit to charge the Twin Adder with overseeing the occupation of Castrum Oriens for the interim. As an adventurer, I realize it is your want to attend to matters both great and small in all corners of the realm, though it should go without saying that you must also uphold your obligations to the Maelstrom and the Eorzean Alliance. Thus, I would ask for your aid in a reconnaissance mission here in the fringes. Pray speak with Lieutenant Mulcole when you are ready to receive a briefing. She'll be overseeing the operation. Don't know where she's gone, but hey, Ruban, how you doing, buddy? Still missing an arm? Yeah. Glad to have you with us again. You seem stronger than I remember. Hard though I find that to believe, one would almost think you'd spent the whole time fighting. Well done, by the way. You have spoken with Thancred then? Good. Take heart. If anyone can track her down, it's him. I believe I hear Commander Kemp's party approaching. If you are ready to address Father and the others, let us be about it. You know what, let me do the hidden truth now while it's still in mind. Who am I speaking to? You.
The hidden truth is the start of a little chain I want you to go down.
Oh, okay. Do my eyes deceive me? Can't be, but it is Ilya Starrage, the Griffin's Bane herself. Yes, the great hero who defeated the Griffin atop Belsar's wall, bringing his plans of conquest to a shuddering halt. I could think of no other title than that so aptly befits your prowess. A pity no one else seems to think so. But enough of that. What brings the illustrious Griffin's brain here to Castrum Orens? Well, I am...
Griffin's brain?
I said Bane.
Pretty sure you said brain.
I said Bane.
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's go with that and move on.
Hi, Grey. You can blame me arguing with Shin. I want potato salad. Show me potato salad.
Well, Xenos has all the potato salad right now.
I can, and I'm gonna. Hope you're doing well, Grey. Shin made you look at the screen. True. Well, it's more of a case, I'm just looking over towards the screen anyway, because there is an image of Shin there that I can then look at and complain to. Throws potato salad at Shin.
That's fine. I'm on my Viper, so my agility is high.
Everyone throw potato salad at Shin. He got pinned as well. Hey, Gray, at the very least, just to let you know, I'm going to be doing, Breath of the Wild tomorrow. At least that's the intention. Serpent Marshal Brookstone has requested you assist in my investigation. This is such an honor. I'll do my best not to disappoint you. Ah, goodness me. Where are my manners? Tala Molkar, military records officer at your service. I cannot offer much in the way of combat, but if you should have any inquiries regarding historical matters, you need only ask. Now then, let me appraise you of the current situation. Shortly after taking control of Castrum Orient, we discovered a number of confidential documents left behind by the Garleans, prisoner records dating back to the beginning of the Almigo's occupation. As you might have guessed, a great many were conscripted and sent away to subjugate new territories. A surprisingly large number were executed, as a reminder of what would happen should any step out of line. And we weren't expecting, however, was a number of prisoners listed simply as whereabouts unknown. We thought perhaps they met some ill fortune during their imprisonment, or even escaped, but we could find no other documents to suggest what became of them. Be they living or deceased, it is now our duty to find them. Not just for our own records, mind you, but their loved ones as well. They deserve the peace of mind of knowing what happened here. Would that this were a recent incident, though. It would be no easy task ascertaining their whereabouts after 20 years, but I believe I know where we might begin our investigation. The Anata have called these lands home long before even the Almegans came to settle here. And as luck would have it, the Resistance had established cordial relations with their people. Perhaps they remember some of what happened all those years ago. Oh, hell yeah. Well, tomorrow is Saturday. You wouldn't take breath from me unless you hate me. Absolutely loathe me. I wish I were gone. What? Wait, what the hell's going on? Grey? Well, no, I wouldn't take breath away from you. I mean, we do alternate it. We do alternate, but you love me, I'm your favourite. True! Hello. Hello, you are incredibly tall. Yes, your eyes are up there. I have to look past... I have to look even further up. Almegan prisoners captured 20 years ago. Yes, I remember. When the Garleans gained their foothold here, they interned any and everyone. Striders, Ananta, it mattered not. Most were forced to serve in the Garlean military, dispatched to other lands from which they would never return. If I'm not mistaken, the prisoners who remained were taken to a small village to the south. I cannot say what transpired there, but the settlement was heavily guarded. I fear the worst for them. A settlement to the south? Why, that would have to be Bittermill. I recall records of his residents seeking asylum in Gridania when the Garleans first arrived. The place was all but razed to the ground. Let's begin our search there. Perhaps something of value still remains in the rubble. So, Breath of the Wild. Yes. We are playing... I will be playing that tomorrow. Oh. Load of grizzlies. I just gotta do this quest as I've started it now. At least that way it's done and dusted. I'm in a chaotic... I'm in chaotic evil right now. Oh no. Oh no. Troubles on the horizon. Bridge. But I'm also exhausted, so it's kinda TME. I just went too much effort. Oh, so it's kind of tame.
Oh, okay.
Startled soldier. What? This place was supposed to be deserted. What? What are Guardians doing here? They cannot be allowed to leave. Get them. Here, can't I use dance on myself?
No. They haven't added the schizophrenia stat. Yes, run! Nice, Shin. That was good if it hadn't been my fat fingers. It is what it is. Too much effort, tame. Keronzi will affirm that I often find
acronyms,
unusual abbreviations.
Yeah. Oh, I may have caused problems with one of your acronyms.
Why?
I may have given it to Snoo.
Okay, which one?
Famib.
Oh, okay. No, that one's fine.
You sure? Are
Yeah,
you sure?
Because it's not just an acronym. It's an actual fact of life.
Goodness, that's smart. Perhaps I should have devoted more time to combat training. Though no amount of training would make me a match for the renowned Griffin's Bane. That was a magnificent display. Guardian soldiers were certainly the last thing I expected to find in these abandoned and otherwise forgotten buildings. I managed to catch them unawares, but I'm quite certain this investigation would have ended poorly had you not arrived. Still, I find it quite curious. By all rights, the Guardians should be too busy contending with the Resistance to waste time in a place like this. What were they doing here? I'm afraid our search for answers has only raised more questions. If we are to make sense of any of this, we must search this place from top to bottom, after my heart returns to my chest.
But the real answers were the questions we found along the way.
True. Oh, and she's given me another quest that's blue.
Hmm.
Hmm. What quest is it? 61. Hobbits to Isengard.
You want that? What? What? Rest? What? Blah blah blah. Boop up. Boop boop.
Alright, I'm actually gonna switch. White Mage. Thank you very much for all of those redeems, Grey. Lieutenant Mulhole. Said that differently again. Anyway, seems to have regained the sense of calm. Sorry to keep you waiting. I fear the battlefield is no place for a bookworm. If the gods are kind, we'll encounter no further distractions. Now, let us begin our search. We'll like to cover more ground we split up. Hopefully there's still some trace of the prisoners left here. Did they overlap like I wanted? No! Yeah, no, because it's all run from the same app, essentially, or the same site, they won't overlap. They would overlap if I'd used, I didn't even read that, something about rotten fish.
I think she's talking about the smell.
I was so fast. No, Grey's meaning the 3 redeems. Was hoping that they will all overlap at the same time. But no, because it's run through the same site, they will basically queue up and play in order. For them overlapping, I would need to use 3 separate sites or applications to run those to run the sounds, and then they would overlap with one another. Urkel burial. On closer inspection on the ground, you see footprints. Some of them appear to be fresh. This house is much too clean to be abandoned for 20 years. Up. Ah, Ilya, thank goodness. I found someone while inspecting the houses. He seems unwell. Unwell? Unwell? No, 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 definitely not. Certainly not. Yes, we're quite fine. But what of you? A little girl dressed in strange clothes? Quite strange, quite strange. But what? You have some nerve. Regardless of how I look, I am a ranking officer of the Order of the Twin Adder, thank you very much. Now, who are you and what business do you have here? Who? Yes, who? An excellent question. You are you, but who are we? Yes, we would like to know this, know very much. Very much. You don't remember? Well, is there anything you can remember? Remember? Remember, remember, yes! Something about this place. Something familiar. Quite familiar. Ilya, this is only a hunch, mind you, but I suspect he is not from this place. Considering he's Elzian, and he's likely a Grindanian, escaped from the Garleans, or perhaps... Could he be one of the missing prisoners? It would certainly explain the Garlean soldiers from before. We need to take him back for questioning. Excuse me, sir, but would you be willing to come back with us? At the very least, it would be more comfortable than these dilapidated houses. And we may be able to help you recover your memory. Memories. Sweet memories. Yes, we would like them very much. Very much. Alright, then. Let's return to Castrum Orins. My browbeaten commander will likely wish to meet you. I suppose it can't be helped. Alright, time to train all of the enemies from this area. You're a little out of sync there.
Not on my screen.
Possibly one of the missing prisoners, you say? I expect such wild claims from Lieutenant Mulcole, but if you would corroborate her report, perhaps this warrants investigation. Until further notice, he stays under the protection of the Eorzean Alliance. Sir, with all due respect, you cannot just... Lieutenant Mulcole? Get this man a hot meal and a warm bed. When he's had a bit of rest, see what he knows of bitter mill and the Garleans. It should not be long before we reach a resolution to all this. You're free to wait here until she finishes questioning our new detainee. Okay, well, I'm back here now. Ralgar's Beacon. There you are. And there is Commander Camp, I see. I know you are eager to speak of our next move, but we would first hear more of your last. Tell us of your deeds in Doma.
Pray, join me in welcoming our Scion allies, but recently returned from their mission to the Far East. We have been most eager to hear a first-hand account of your time there, eventful as we understand it was.
Very well. Allow me.
Such victories are rarely won without sacrifice, but the prize is worth the price. Doma, free after all these years.
Bloody hells. Flooding their own castle for a better chance at victory. We could learn a thing or two from that lad.
Our agents report a flurry of communications between Garlemald and Alamigo in recent days. 'Tis plain they are in the midst of deliberating their response to the Doman uprising.
Good. Every Imperial unit in occupied territory will be on the lookout for civil unrest. The fear of leaving critical locations undefended will make commanders think twice about committing their forces, giving us a chance to seize the initiative.
We have a chance, aye. Mayhap the last one we're ever going to get. While we've done our best to rebuild the resistance, the Imperials have only increased their efforts to root out sympathizers. If we keep on playing for smaller prizes, it's only a matter of time before they crush us again. And that we won't come back from.
A swift advance seems best for all concerned, not least poor Mistress Kryl.
Then let us waste no more time. The campaign for Alamegan liberation begins now. Our first objective will be to capture Castellum Valadina. Take the bridge, and the whole of the fringes will be ours. From there, we can push east towards the peaks. I name this operation Rhalgr's Beacon. For as Rhalgr once sent his star to guide our ancestors to these lands, so too shall it see us home.
The success of this operation is paramount. So long as the Empire holds Castellium Veldana, the main hosts cannot advance. Xenos knows this, which is why he has ordered Fordola and her men to see to the bridge's defense. So we get to fight the skulls again? The Butcher is not to be underestimated. She is decisive, ruthless, and feared by foes and friends alike. But we have a plan to defeat her. First, we send an alliance force down the main road, signaling our intention to mount an all-out assault. The garrison will muster their forces and prepare for a protracted battle. However, they will soon find that we are ill-prepared for their counterattack. Our men will begin to break ranks and flee. I see. Show them your backs and give them a target too tempting not to pursue. Aye. Fordola is too aggressive to not press the advantage. She will order her men to give chase. We lure them as far as East End. The commanders will rally their forces and attempt to hold their ground. If all goes to plan, we should be able to keep a greater part of their garrison occupied, leaving us to tackle the bridge's remaining defenders. Very clever, I'm sure. But what are we to do if the Imperials smell a rat and return before we've taken the place? I don't need you to take Veldania, Commander Kemp. All I need is for you to fly your flag from its tower. You mean to trick them into believing that the bridge has fallen? Aye. We convince them that Veldania is lost, hit them hard and with our reinforcements, and watch them go running for the hills. Then, when the dust has settled, we regroup at the Castellium. What say you? It's a bold plan, but a good one. We'll do it. In that case, we shall support both the Resistance and the Alliance forces. Ilya, Lys, Arenvald, I ask you to accompany Commander Kemp. Alice and I will remain with the Flame General. We will return to Rhalgr's Reach to make our preparations. As soon as they are complete, we will join you in the field. Godspeed. automatically just takes me to Ralgar's Reach. Okay. You know what?
Yep. Starts doing that a lot more.
Okay.
Which is, in all honesty, helpful.
It's helpful, but also a little annoying. I mean, I know that they've done it with some of them, like, oh yeah, are you sure you want to continue with the quests or whatever, because you're going into cutscenes or whatever. But it would be helpful if it would give you the option to teleport, or let you know, hey, we're going to teleport you. The look on Serpent Marshal Brookstone's face suggests he has grown tired of waiting. Hang on. Whoop. I imagine Lieutenant Molko has finished questioning the detainee by now. Go and see what, if anything, she's learned. Oh, Ilya, I've just finished with questioning. Unfortunately, he can recall absolutely nothing of his past. The only thing he is certain of is that he escaped from Garlean captivity. I'm beginning to believe he really is one of the missing prisoners. But where does Bittermill fit into all of this? I fear we've reached an impasse. It's not as if we can ask the Garleans what they were doing there. Or perhaps we can. The soldier who escaped from us earlier must know something to have been prowling about the area. He has to be taken into custody. Come, Ilya, we must speak with Serpent Marshal Brookstone about assembling a search party. No stone can be left unturned. Yeah, because likely he can't really return to the barracks for fear of being shot.
Custody.
Wrong kind of custard.
Well, it's no fun then.
You wish to capture the soldier you encountered at Bittermill? Well, you should know I've already dispatched a reconnaissance team. After reading Lieutenant Molko's reports, I thought it prudent to he be apprehended immediately. However, therein lies the rub. We lack the manpower to sufficiently survey the area. In fact, I was just deliberating over who I should call back to make a sweep of Owen's stash. There's no need for that, sir. Ilya and I will go. I realise I'm not the ideal scout to assist in this, but we have to find them. Screw it, I may as well just do this quest chain. And keep causing problems for myself by chaining monsters through the area. Huh. I'm going completely the wrong way.
Are you even playing an MMO if you're not chaining mobs through public areas?
According to Final Fantasy XI, no.
I said these days. I know 11's still around, but...
Okay, fine. Hi. On your guard, Ilya. a bad feeling about this place. We found him, Ilya. We really found him. What are you... Ugh. These wounds. If he's not treated soon, he won't be telling anyone anything. He's likely to bleed out if left unattended. Go and tell Marshal Brookstone we found him and he needs medical assistance before he can be moved. I could just cast Cure on him? Okay.
This isn't a healer-only quest.
I know. I know. My men have searched high and low, yet there's no sign of this runaway soldier. No, we found him. You found him at Owen's stash? Say no more. Attention, this is Brookstone speaking. The subject has been found at Owen's stash. I repeat, the subject has been found at Owen's stash. He is severely wounded and in need of medical attention. Excellent work. Perhaps now we can finally get to the bottom of all this bittermill business. The honest truth. By all rights, my men should be back by now. Go and see if you can find Lieutenant Molcol. I want to know what these Garlean dogs were up to.
This will be the last bit of this quest.
Okay. Ah, Ilya, I'm happy to report we managed to bring him back safely and not a minute too soon. I plan to speak with him shortly after returning, but the healers won't permit anyone to see him until he's settled and the bleeding stopped. I imagine we won't have to wait very long.
I mean, wasn't it technically you who gave him those wounds?
No, we fought his friends. He just ran off.
Right. So, still your fault.
Probably. It seems he's finally fit to speak. I don't expect you to be grateful, but I'd like to remind you you likely wouldn't be standing here if we hadn't found you in that cave. Now start talking. What were you doing out at Bittermill? We were looking for someone, an escapee from one of our facilities. He'd lost his memory and was otherwise mentally unstable, so we knew he couldn't have gone far. I believe the man you're speaking of is already in our custody. We found him seeking shelter in Bittermill. He claims you captured him, though he cannot recall where. So he returned to Bittermill after all. I guess the past came back to haunt him, even if he can't remember it. Listen, my superiors are not likely to show you any leniency. If you tell me everything you know, I'll do all within my powers to see your life is spared. Do we have a deal? Miss? I may be dressed in their uniform, but you'd be mistaken to believe I owe the Garleans any allegiance. I will gladly tell you. 20 years ago, a group of prisoners were relocated to Bittermill to assist in the Garleans' more unorthodox experiments. They wanted to create a new chemical weapon, one that would leave buildings untouched while killing any and everyone who came into contact with it. Black Rose, I believe it was called. That's horrible. Their intention was to drive back Eorzean forces without wasting any of their own on the front lines. Of course, they wouldn't know if it really worked without willing volunteers. What better place than the village long since abandoned by its people? Not a single prisoner survived, their tests proving a resounding success. It was only a matter of time before the Black Rose would be deployed. Or so they thought. To the surprise of many, the project was shut down before Black Rose could even ever be used. The order came from the Legatus of the 14th Legion, Imperial Legion, an interim leader of the Almegan province, Gaius van Belsar. The Black Wolf would not allow the senseless murdering of Eorzea's people. He saw them as future subjects of the Empire to be ruled, not savages to be slaughtered. Everything was to be destroyed, but the man behind the project would not see his work wasted. He ran off with the last remaining samples of Black Rose. He was promptly apprehended, but he'd already hidden away his work. They used every heinous tool at their disposal to make him talk, yet he would not, or rather, could not, tell them where he hid it. Oh! The doctor had already gone mad and couldn't remember a thing. I can only assume one of his experiments went wrong and ruined his mind in the process. Then that means the man we found earlier? Aye. That's him. Grill Armaris, former head of the research for the 14th Imperial Legion. Totally. My orders were to recapture Grill Armaris and destroy whatever evidence remained of his work in Bittermill. We failed to find anything, but it's there. You can't kill that many people without leave nothing behind. Can't believe that incoherent mess of a man was a scientist in the service of the Garleans. I think we've heard enough. Thank you for your cooperation. What do you think, Ilya? A part of me wants to believe it isn't true, but I see no reason why he would lie to us. There has to be some way to substantiate his story. If the entirety of Bittermill was used for their experiments, it would be no easy feat to do away with the evidence of such a massive operation. No, there would have to be some lingering trace of their work, and if they couldn't dispose of it, their only option would be to bury it. Ilya, we have to go back to Bittermill. Jesus Christ.
What?
Just the depravity that and lengths they would go to. And then Gaius just like, being the champ he is like, nah, we ain't killing them. We can rule them. Why would we kill them? Stop all of this nonsense.
Destroy our future slave labour workforce.
Yeah. Damn that Chad Gaius.
You know what probably happened? He walked into Bittermill, saw the dead bodies, and was like, "Such devastation! This was not my intention."
Alright, let's split up. There has to be something here. I'm not leaving until we find it. Why can't we just use our echo sense? Our echo senses are tingling.
You don't get to choose. You don't get to choose when your spidey sense brain walking powers fire off.
I don't doubt what that man said, but the thought of all these people dying on this very ground is revolting. Part of me hopes we don't find anything. But if we don't find anything, then we don't leave. There's nothing buried here. And yet it will allow me to search there again? Yeah, okay. Oh, ba-ba. Your digging reveals a small metal container. Though you probably shouldn't touch it, Lieutenant Mulker will want to know what you found. You found something? A metal container? Could it be the missing sample of Black Rose? So he was telling the truth after all. There's no time for it to be sentimental nor hasty. Any mishaps in handling that container could prove disastrous. Let us report back to Serpent Marshal Brookstone. Alright, well if I'm going back, I might as well just teleport. Lieutenant Molko reporting, sir. We've discovered the identity of the man we thought to be one of the missing prisoners. He is Grillamaris, former chief of the research for the 14th Imperial Legion, who oversaw the manufacture of a chemical weapon known as the Black Rose. After a thorough survey of Bittermill, we've discovered what we believe to be a sample of this weapon. We would like to request assistance in retrieving it. Attention, this is Brookstone. A container we believe to contain a Garlean chemical weapon has been discovered at Bittermill. I need you to get out there and retrieve it immediately. As for the missing prisoners, they were used as test subjects for Black Rose. There were no survivors. Sir, I don't believe we should allow the risk of such a weapon falling into the wrong hands. I agree, Lieutenant. After the weapon has been safely moved to a secure location, rest assured, we will see to its disposal. As for Grillamaris, his fate resides with the Council. Considering the weight of his crimes, his punishment will be quite severe. We must pity the man. But memories or no, his crimes cannot be excused. Lieutenant Molko, Ilya, you've done well today. I'm sure you're both quite tired. Go and rest. You've earned it. Actually, I think I'll be heading back to Grindania to write up a report. The events of Bittermill need to be recorded. That we might prevent such atrocities from happening again. I wish I could accompany you a while longer, but I'm sure the Great Griffin's bane is needed elsewhere. Thank you again for all your help. I look forward to adding your feats of daring. I look forward to adding your feats of daring to our records someday. Alright, but that entire quest was a blue quest chain. What did that what was that? What's that going towards unlocking?
So, the second half of that,
yeah,
picks up in the area you're about to unlock.
Okay.
And it leads to the snake people, beast tribe.
Okay.
Allied society.
So, I had a feeling that's what the case was going to be.
But that's not why I wanted you to do it.
Was it to meet the mad scientists? Or to just broaden the horizon on Gaius?
No. Although broadening the horizon on Gaius is interesting.
Alright. I'm assuming it's just because it's an interesting story.
Black Rose will be back.
Oh, okay.
So, learning beforehand.
Yeah.
The atrocity of its creation, of its existence.
It gives more weight to its return.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I'll let Mox know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. If we have time, we can do some of that. Alright, I can't beat you. You're not a high enough level. Did I even get a level up? No, I'm so close. I really should have gotten a drink. Never mind. In case you hadn't noticed, the flag flying above Veldania is bloody massive. It'd take 12 men to change it, and far too long besides, but there's no need for all that. Right, Monago? Not so long as I have my griffin and a statue of glamour prisms, no. On Veld, you're in charge of the runners between us and the Alliance. No link pearls. Lise, I want you to look in on the squadrons. Make sure they've got everything they need. Everybody clear? Well, what about me? Aye, sir. All forces are to depart for Castrum Corvi when ready. That'll be all. Ilya, stay with me a moment if you would. There's a few men I'd like you to look in on personally. Each of them has lost people, and I can tell it weighs on their hearts. There have been a lot of new faces since last you were here, so it's best if I just tell you where to look. One's an officer you'll find in the barber. Another, an old fellow who likes to pass the time on the shores of Starfall. The last is a fiery young lad from Little Alamigo, who I'm told trains by himself by the river to the fringes. You'll know them when you see them. Come and find me when you've finished. What's the betting the one from Little Alamigo is someone who we've met before?
It won't be Wilfred.
No! He's dead!
And it won't be Methrid.
Methrid?
Yeah, the guy who died during Xenus' assault on Valga's Reach.
Oh, yes. I say, if it isn't...
You may want to grab a drink.
Sure. I'll do it after I finish this one. I say, if it isn't the lass who helped me find the ward I misplaced. Nah. But there I go again, treating you as an equal. It wasn't till after you'd gone that one of my comrades pulled me aside and told me that it was only the bleeding hero of Eorzea who'd taken the time out of a busy day to help me. Well, what's done is done. But know that I will fight with every ounce, or every ooze? Ounce? That's not ounce. Ons.
Yeah.
Ounce. Every ounce of my strength in the coming battle. And the next, and the next. Mayhap that will serve to repay the favour. Fare you well. Alright, and YouTube. We'll be back in a second. We are back, YouTube. Shit, where the fuck do I need to go? You're over here. Wait, I know you. Captain Starrage of the Maelstrom. It's an honor to meet you. I was living hand to mouth in Uldar, but decided to enlist in the Flames after I heard tales of your daring do. And now, as fate would have it, I've been sent here to join in the fight for my homeland's liberation. Ah, but this is no time to talk. I've got to prepare for the operation. Take care, Captain. We'll give those Imperial whore sons what for? I'm assuming that changes.
Did you say the Flames? Oh no, I see.
Yeah, no. He was part. He was. Yeah.
It said that you were part of the Maelstrom. I thought you said that Captain Starrage was the Flames.
No, of the Maelstrom.
Right. Yes, it would change.
So yeah, if I wasn't a Storm Captain, if I was a lower rank, it would say the rank that I am, right?
And the company.
The company I'd be expected for, but yeah. I mean, that would make sense that it pulls from there, from that data. Ilya, am I right? I doubt you remember me, but I'll never forget you. Saved my life in Little Alamego, you did. Wilred and the rest of us had gotten into our heads that if we had enough crystals, we could summon Ralgar like the Almargi summoned their gods. Thankfully, you put a stop to it. Ever hear about what happened to Wilred? Joined the Braves when they came calling, only to turn up dead one day. Never found out how or why, but I reckon it doesn't matter. Dead's dead after all. But at least he died doing what he thought was right, and maybe that's the best folks like us can hope for, eh? Not that I'm in any hurry, mind. Alright, so it was one of the youths that Wilred was with.
Yeah. Although obviously not a close friend.
No. He wasn't close.
Like, no, he died. Yeah,
died.
Yeah, it's a bit shit, really, but
yeah,
that's
but you know
what happens.
Yeah, you know, dead's dead, right? Oh, once you're dead, what's left? Well, that's very upstanding of you. Yeah, well, he wasn't close enough to even have a name.
Hot-blooded youth.
Was he trained by Guy Sensei?
I don't think Guy Sensei trained anyone.
Oh, he trained Lee for a bit.
Okay, I don't think Guy Sensei trained anybody in Eorzea.
You don't know. Guy doesn't know where he is half the time. He doesn't know who he's met.
I mean, so far the only possible link from Eorzea to Naruto is Mox via Futurama.
Oh, yeah, Hokage Zab Brannigan, yeah, true. Which is making a comeback, though he soon will be sticking with Viper, I think, and his Kirito. Yeah. You've had a word with the men I mentioned, then? Yes. As I'm sure you've noticed, they've another thing in common aside from tragedy. You've touched each of their lives in one way or another. But that's not the reason I wanted you to speak with them. A man who lived in Abania has his entire life, who bore witness to the realities of the occupation for 20 unbroken years. A man who fled Alamigo in search of a new life, who swore to serve another nation, only for fate to conspire to send him back here. And a youth born on foreign soil, who never knew his parents' homeland, yet nevertheless felt kinship with our cause. 3 men, 3 stories, 3 reasons, yet all belong to the resistance. In growing larger, we have grown more diverse, and while there's a good in that, there's also the potential for strife and discord. It'd take a special sort to lead such men to Alamigo, don't you think? Good thing.
Can you show me on the doll where the Warrior of Light touched your life?
Jesus Christ. Censor yourself. Good thing they've got you. Someone like Lise, you mean? Leader of the Resistance, eh? Don't I have enough titles already? Someone like Lise, you mean, is probably what I'll pick because, yeah. I see we're of one mind. She'll have to make the decision for herself, of course. You've travelled with her, been by her side when she had to make hard choices. You've seen her at her worst and her best. If you think she's got it in her, then she does. Look after her, Ilya. She's our future, and my hope. I trust I needn't say that this conversation is just between you and me. Of course. And
me.
And Shin. And chat.
And, yeah.
And YouTube. Sorry, that the entire world is between. Don't... Good girl. What are you... No, don't... Don't do that. Only I get the rights to say things like that, Conrad. How dare you? Right then. Well, we'd best head to Castellium Corvi. Or what remains of it, rather. Alright, now where am I going? Out into the... Yeah, I realised that. I meant which exit. Smart ass.
Yes, I am.
Getting too big for your breeches. Thinking you know everything. I mean, you do. when it comes to this game, but still.
No, not everything. I still get surprised by it occasionally.
Why were you picking a fight with me, sir? You're level 60, and I'm level 68.
Because you're not level 70.
Fair. I'm assuming it's a 10 level difference to stop random aggro.
Yeah.
Ooh, see what you mean about it being I'm surprised you're not here doing squats. Though they're probably not here for you. Her name is
wouldn't be
Obda, and we've known each other since we were small. We'll be going on this mission together. You both better come back alive. Now
Which one of them's getting married after the mission's over?
I'll prove to them it wasn't a mistake. That I wasn't a mistake. You are the warrior. Yes, it is an honor. A flex and a shake and a bounce and... Oh. I said it then, and I'll say it again. I won't let it be... I won't let it all be for nothing. We'll lead the way while the other units launch their own separate attacks. Remember what we need to hold out until Monago sees to the flag. You got your gear in order? Any moment now.
It's begun then.
It has, Conrad. I hit thing. Thank you.
Good. It's the waiting that drives me mad. Standing around, knowing what's to come. I'll never get used to it.
Calm down, Nargo. You're making her nervous.
I clicked.
We've come this far, haven't we? We just need to make it the rest of the way. Right.
Looks like the bastards went for the bait. The bridge is ours for the taking. Now remember, Monago, I want you to make for the tower as soon as you see an opening and get that flag flying. We'll see to the fighting.
I won't let you down, sir.
Come then. Rolga's star shall burn bright this day.
All right. Oh, I went the wrong way. Ah, that's a lot of markers. Please stop. Think you're clever with all your little tricks? Think again. None of you are leaving here alive.
Meet my new friend!
How many of those do you have, woman? Whoop.
I'll cut you to pieces!
I think you will, but okay. I hit them all? Okay, my bad. Are we finished? Okay. Wasn't sure if I was finished.
God damn you!
No, not usually.
No more running! No more hiding! Let's finish this! Look! The flag!
Hell yeah!
The bridge is ours! Al amigo! Al amigo! Al amigo! Yeah!
Stand your ground! It's not over yet! Damn it!
Stand your ground, throws a smoke bomb. Yeah, okay.
Let them go, Lise. We've done what we came here to do. That's enough for now.
Why would a mage run to the front lines? Okay. Damn, is... Oh, well, no, they're doing this deliberately, aren't they? Yup.
Villadina is fallen? Impossible.
We have them on the run! Forward! No mercy!
Regroup! Regroup! We have to regroup! All units, fall back!
Because it's any little wonder they can get their commands out with full masks like that.
Commander, the 4th cohort has been routed. We'll be at the mercy of the enemy's reinforcements if we don't fall back now.
Idiot! We have the stronger force by far. Don't be taken in by their tricks. Or would you rather tell Xenos you lost to this rabble?
No, but if the snakes betray us in the confusion, we'll have no way out. I'm begging you, Commander. Give the order, or we'll all die here.
As common traitors who drank of muddied waters. For all the good it did us.
School's with me! The day is theirs, and so is this bastard bridge. Someone bring the snake.
I suppose
It's our first victory, isn't it? And that has to be worth something.
Stop blowing your horn and get down here, Monago.
Thank you. For a moment there, I didn't think I could do it. But then I did. So, you are indeed everything they say. The stuff of legends. Did you see that, Abu? Elui? We did it. Well fought, brothers and sisters. Today is a day that will be remembered for generations to come.
Did you recognize the Griffin cry?
No.
Very, very, very much like the stereotypical Murica bald eagle.
Yeah, true. True.
Which is actually the call of a red kite.
Really?
Bald eagles sound like seagulls.
Is that why they don't use it?
Yeah.
That is so funny.
I thought you'd appreciate that.
It's a shame Fordola got away, but we did what we came here to do. I have to remind myself it's just the first step, but it's a big one. We're going to take it back, all of it, one ilm at a time if we have to. The fortunes of war. Your work is far from finished, as Conrad knows. There's still a chance that some Imperials are holed up inside the Castellium. We'll need to search it top to bottom to be sure it's safe. In the meantime, I want you to rendezvous with the main host. Keep your weapons at the ready. There's a chance you might come face to face with soldiers on the run en route. Second thought, it might be prudent for you to do a preemptive sweep of the region for soldiers that have gone to ground. We shouldn't afford them any time to regroup and launch a counterattack. But when you've judged your work to be done, report to General Aldwin in Bittermill. Back to Bittermill already?
Sure do hope they've cleaned up that chemical weapon.
Yeah.
Right, I shall be back in a moment, Keronzi.
Okie dokie. Up there. It's a good thing that Monago got the flag flying when she did. Any longer, and those Imperials might have had us at their mercy. The Bull of Alamigo has done it again. His assessment of Fordola's response was without error. Almost wasn't. Well met. All's well at the bridge. Good, good. The fighting has died down here too, as you can see. Pippin left but a moment ago with a contingent of troops to occupy Veldania. If and when the Imperials return, they'll find us dug in behind their own walls. I could not have hoped for a better outcome, General. Splendidly done. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It'll take more than one Castilian to turn the tide. My men and I will deal with the remaining enemy forces. Scions, I bid you return to Commander Kemp and his men. Delight's not overmuch in victory, not when there are battles left to fight. Our work here is finished. Our resistance allies are waiting. From a stone bridge to a massive fortress, Garlean engineering never ceases to impress. Now that we have taken control of Veldania, there's nothing stopping us from marching east towards the peaks. If you're looking for Arenvald, pick east with Pippin, searching the Castellium for any remaining soldiers. Back so soon? I suppose the general and his men had matters well in hand. The vice-marshal and his men showed up long after you left. If the gods are good, then there'll be no one left to fight. Rising fortunes, rising spirits. Let's have a look at these very quickly. I'll just take the materia as usual. I know you're not one for waiting, but if you'll bear with us... Commander Kemp, Marshal Turpin reports that the sweep of the Castellium's interior has been completed. So it's finally over, eh? Pray extend to him my deepest thanks. It's official then? Castellium Veldana is well and truly ours? Mayhaps this calls for... Wait, where is Monago? She took her bird and flew off towards the Peering Stones, the village of the M tribe, where she was born. I doubt that the Imperials who fled Veldana had a mind to give them trouble on the way back east, but she was nevertheless worried, so I gave her leave to go and see that her people were safe. Though I pray you are right, 'twould be best if Monago were not alone if she were to encounter the enemy. Agreed. Let's all go to the Peering Stones and make sure that everything is alright. If that is your wish, then I've no objection. Just let the guard know when you wish to cross. Greetings, Scion. Do you wish to pass? Yes. Oh, hello. Since when did you become a bloodhound? Mikote ought to trust their ears, not their nose. On your guard, Ironveld. They're still about. Did you say you were for the Peering Stones? In that case, mayhap Marshal Terrapin and I should join you. We spied a suspicious pair earlier, a Hyr and a Lullafell, by the looks of them, but they fled when they realized they'd been spotted. They're Imperials, then they can't... then we can't have them stirring up trouble. Could be our buddies Kryel and Thancred. We'll soon start sending scouts to the east, the land to survey the land in preparation for our advance. We do not anticipate much resistance at this time, but should we encounter any Imperial forces, we shall deal with them quickly and severely. Ah, my friends! But of course, tiring though it may be to come and go from the cliff top, it is easily defended and affords an excellent view of the surrounding area. This area is home to dangerous beasts. Naught that we cannot handle, mind, but do not be surprised if something ravenous and salvering comes charging at you out of nowhere. The path to the village is through a tunnel just east of here. Follow me! What's going on? We may not have seen any Imperial forces thus far, but we mustn't forget that this was occupied territory until very recently. They could still be nearby. Not just Seekers of the Sun, but an Anta? Mayhap there is a settlement nearby. Welcome to the Peering Stones, home of the M tribe. I must give you fair warning. While travellers are welcome here, any acts of hostility will be met with an arrow shaft between the eyes. No exceptions.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Did I? Okay, we had grabbed this. Well, what do you think? Hard to tell from down below that a whole village is up here, isn't it?
Ah, you've come. Welcome, friends, to my village. My home.
How fare your people?
Good, all things considered. Better than the Ananta at any rate. They've sent an emissary. I'll take you to her.
We're here to help. Will you tell us what happened?
Aye. It began with a quarrel between the Imperials and the Kaliana.
The Kaliana are another Ananta tribe. The strongest and the most influential. Unlike the Vera, they want no part of our troubles. They swore fealty to the Empire, and were content to remain within their borders.
Just so. The Kaliana forsook their pride in the fight and yielded to Garlemald long ago. But then a new commander was sent to hold the Black Bridge. She demanded the Kaliana surrender a hostage, this butcher.
Fordola. It doesn't make sense, though. The Vera are the ones working with the Resistance. Why would she threaten the Kaliana?
To get them to actually fight, rather than just like,
Because
hey, we
she's
don't care.
ignorant, like all Imperials. She knows not the difference between Kaliana and Vera, nor does she care to learn.
I see. All Fordola knew for sure was that the resistance would come from the west. She reasoned, therefore, that if the Ananta on the east bank turned their coats, she would be trapped. I take it the Kaliana had no choice but to oblige her.
No, they did not. The Imperials left with the Kaliana broodmother's own daughter, Anamika. Long days and nights she looked out on the Black Bridge weeping for her child. Until you came. The broodmother knew at once which way the winds would blow. She and her warriors met with the fleeing Imperials in the road and demanded that her daughter be returned.
Bad idea. Fordola's not the kind to take threats lying down.
You know her well. The butcher turned her blade to Anamika and bade the Kaliana move aside. But the broodmother would not yield.
I know where this is going.
The Kaliana surrounded the Imperials, one of whom, whether out of fear or stupidity, cut the child down. There was naught that could be done.
What madness.
The true madness was yet to come. For in her despair, the Kaliana broodmother cried out for her daughter to be restored to life. She beseeched Sri Lakshmi's intercession.
Uh-oh.
She summoned a primal then and there?
That she did, if only for an instant. Bereft of courage and honor, the broodmother sought solace in her faith. The Imperials fled in terror at the sight of the goddess, abandoning these lands to the Ananta. Now the Kaliana bid us make pilgrimage to pay proper respects. Yet though we Vera revere Sri Lakshmi as the holiest of the holy, we will not prostrate ourselves before her.
And so you turn to us?
Aye. All who have fought with the Resistance have heard tell of the warrior, the Icon Slayer.
Rip and tear? Just giving us the kind of peerage given to Doomslayer. I mean, not wrong, but still.
I believe we have heard enough. Inconvenient though the timing may be, if a primal has indeed been summoned, we can scarce afford to ignore it. We must needs discuss how best to resolve this situation.
And speaking of Doom, I do need to play the 2 new Dooms. Especially with Medieval Doom coming soon. Look. Would you... Shin. Don't make me fish you out of water again. I still can't believe that a primal's been summoned so close to the village. The idea that our people could be taken to serve as thralls just doesn't bear thinking about. This is all for Dola's fault. True. And now we have a primal to contend with? If the Empire needed an excuse to start rounding up beastmen again. You have slain many icons before, yes? Then please put an end to this madness. The lure of the dream. At the risk of sounding hopelessly naive, there may yet be a way to avoid a violent confrontation. In the past, I fear I have been rather too willing to accept that we have no other recourse than to risk our lives, or rather your life, to address these threats. Yet the primals we have faced thus far have demonstrated a variety of temperaments and objectives. Ravana may delight in battle, but Ramu would sooner keep to the forests with his children. We decide to challenge Sri Lakshmi. It would seem wise to learn more of her nature from those who summoned her onto this world. If that is your will, then so be it. To the north you will find our village. Sarisha shall unfold all. We shall leave at once. Monago, can you inform our comrades at the bridge of what's happened? Of course. Be safe, my friends. Why are you taking pictures of me? I'll send one to Conrad and the others. Take care and do not hesitate to send for help if you need.
What? I'm not trash talking you on Instagram.
Yeah, you are. Alright, actually, that raises an interesting question. Travel. Aether currents. Done. I need to do the Azim step, apparently, still. We're on the fringes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, there is one quest. Alright, I still don't have all of the quests for the fringes. So, there's obviously the one to leave the area. Then there's this one here and another one that I'll get. Okay. May as well continue on.
Yep.
time to go to my third home. Snack, ladies! Oh, there's an Aether Current. How do I get to said Aether Current? No, let me jump up there. Let me up. Let me up. Damn you, game.
What are you trying to do?
Get to that Aether Current.
What Aether Current?
One that was up on a ledge. Yeah, that. Yeah,
where
that.
I am?
You're literally standing on top of it.
You want to lift?
No, I think I can just go round.
Yeah. Once you get up here, you'll be like, why was I even trying?
Well, I mean, I was just trying to jump up the... from below. Should have been able to do it. But I'm trying because there's an Aether Current. Herb! We do not often receive guests. What is the purpose of your visit? Greetings and well met. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and we come seeking Sarisha of the Vera. Are you she? You are she, are you not? You have petitioned us for aid and succor, and we intend to provide them, but we would first learn more of Siri Lakshmi, that we might better understand the nature of the threat she poses to you. A simple request, and one which I shall gladly oblige. In the beginning was Sri Lakshmi. We were created in her image, daughters blessed with her beauty. Her breath became ours, her serenity our solace. There is naught she would not give. 'Twas the Quiliana broodmother's desire to bring about her daughter's resurrection which first called forth Sri Lakshmi from the ether. That being the case, I rather doubt the goddess will be spoiling for a fight. That would depend. The primal's motives will have been coloured by the summoner's state of mind, namely that of a grieving mother who had just bore witness to her daughter's murder. There she would apparently, though she apparently craved a miracle, she may also have harboured thoughts of vengeance. Moreover, the Quiliana's conception of Sri Lakshmi may differ from that of the Vera. This is true. The Vera and the Quiliana do indeed regard the Lady of Bliss in different ways. To the Vera, Sri Lakshmi embodies freedom. She would not suffer her daughters to be bound to another's will, and so we stand with the resistance against the Empire and give our lives to the cause. To the Quiliana, however, she embodies transcendental beauty. which they strive to create through their craft, to shape crystals, is less art and more ritual. A sacred duty wherein each tribe is imbued with a fragment of the soul. Or a tribute is imbued with a fragment of the soul. The Imperials do not interfere with this holy work, and so the Quiliana were content to turn inward and ignore our plight. Until reality asserted itself, and they summoned a primal, a fevered dream to soothe their aching hearts. But surely they can see that it won't do any good. The Imperials will just rule these lands. Nothing will change. The Ananta will. The Quiliana bade the Vera make pilgrimage to pay proper respects, remember? Those who do not wish to partake of their primal's bliss will be made to do so. Not while we're around, they won't. Though our beliefs are not the same, we are still kin to the Quiliana. We will help you, will you help them to see reason? Know that I'll kill your god if I have to, maybe even if I don't. No, I'm not going to say that. You can count on us. Then we shall. For without you, we are powerless to stop them. If we do not act quickly, more lives will be lost. More families torn apart. More children made to suffer. Then it's settled. We're going to find that primal and put an end to this. My sister Vajra will guide you to the Jan Court. And I pray for your success.
So, is it bad that my brain went to changing the words of the Little Mermaid song Kiss the Girl to kill the god?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Just checking.
Well met, Lions. I am, Vajra. She who shines bright and unbroken. I stand ready. We leave upon your command. Alright, the Lady of Bliss. So I stop there, right?
You can start this and go up to the trial, but yeah.
Sure. Alright. I'm not sure why Alice is so eager to face this primal all of a sudden, but you won't hear me complaining.
This is her doggo, by the way.
Okay. We were too late for him in Limsa. But this time. We were too late for him in Limsa?
Who summoned a primal on his own in grief?
Oh, yes, the kobold.
Garbu. Don't forget the name.
Garbu?
Yeah. Not Gobu. That's his dad, who's now dead. Garbu.
I am reminded of the tragedy we bore witness to beneath Gumro when poor Gabu cried out in despair and rage, and Titan came forth in answer. Vajra is ready to guide you to the Dajnan Court. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I need to tell you that, apparently.
What? How to pronounce Dajnan Court?
No.
Oh, you didn't need it.
Garbu.
The Garbu, because Alphino said it.
Yeah.
You are ready? You look ready. The Jean Court. There you will find Quiliana's crystals and Sri Lakshmi. Follow me.
Glad you didn't comment on the quest picture.
I mean, look. Oh, there's the last quest I can pick up for the thing. Where the hell am I going? Not this way, is it? No, it's out this way. Nose, please, stop itching. Sorry, I got a bird problem. No longer have a bird problem. We should follow their lead and let them do any fighting for now. You'll need your strength when the time comes. I expected more resistance. Let's pray our luck holds. It would be in our best interest to avoid any confrontation unless absolutely necessary. The primal and the crystals are our primary objective. Vajlan's Court? The path leads to the entrance above. Wherein is an aetherite. You must use it to enter. Understood. With me, everyone. The aetherite is within. I will go no further. Good luck, Icon Slayer. Nope, I was hoping for a sneaky way around, but it doesn't look like I'll be able to find one. Yeah.
This is because you don't have the cardboard box mount.
Is there a cardboard box mount?
There really should be.
Given that they had a reference to Snake.
Which one?
Well, I mean, it was in the Cartano, right? In 1.0 at the end.
No, I can't remember.
There was one of the people that what's his face speaks to. Fuck, I forget his name. The general in Aldar.
Raban?
Raban, yeah. It's one of Raban's men.
Oh, yes.
Where he just screams snake.
Snake! No, I think they'd have to, there's a difference between cheeky pop culture references.
Yeah.
And outright copying.
True.
So they probably have to do a Metal Gear collab to do that.
Yeah.
I can't see that happening.
I mean, if Kojima was still heading the thing, it would be possible.
I imagine if Kojima was still heading the thing and Final Fantasy execs approached him for a collab, his response would be, "What took you so long?"
Was that a reference to Ground Zeroes by any chance?
It was a reference.
Well, that's the line that he says in Ground Zeroes when you rescue him in an extra mission.
Okay. I knew that he said that line.
Yeah. Yeah, so you've got the Ground Zeroes mission, which you can complete, and then as part of it, there were extra missions that they released and made, and one of which, basically, which you could rescue people for your base to use in Phantom Pain, one of which was a stand-in for Kojima, before everything went tits up. And yeah, that was the line that he said.
I've seen that cutscene.
Yeah.
Referenced a lot.
I mean, one thing that I'd like to see is well, would it be a Castlevania one or one with Eager? Because if it's with Eager, it would be Bloodstained at this point now. Seeing as, he was ousted from Konami as well.
I'll be honest, I don't think...
Castlevania may not would work as well in this.
I don't think Square has such a good relationship.
Oh, hello.
What are you helloing?
Well, I activated the Aetherite, and it's taking me into a cutscene.
Okay.
Why, mistress? Why does my Anamika slumber still?
Look thee on her face, supplicant. Thy prayer hath been answered. Flesh sundered hath been made whole. Blood spilt runneth through her veins. Breath stolen filleth her breast.
But she hears not her mother's words, nor sees her mother's face. She's silent and empty.
Her soul was never returned.
Only the vessel may be remade, not so the flame which flickered within. Her soul hath been scattered to the four winds.
Alice.
Now do you see her promises for what they are?
Alice, have you gone mad?
Apparently.
Mayhap I have, but I refuse to stand by and watch yet another tragedy unfold.
Who intrudes upon this sacred ground? Imperials, thirsting
crying for blood. No! We come not to shed blood, but to save you from the false god who would lead you astray. I understand how you feel. I do. You loved her with all your heart, but when the moment came, you still couldn't save her. The anguish, the anger, I know it only too well. But I also know where this path leads. To embrace a primal is to condemn yourself to an endless cycle of despair. You will never know peace.
A worm-eaten heart may find peace and serenity in service, in beauty and grace. This hath ever been my promise. Naught else.
You tempt them with visions of things that can never be and leave them bereft and wanting. No illusion, however sweet, can change the fact that your daughter is gone. Remember her as she was. Do not suffer this piteous shade to tarnish her memory.
For every prayer that primal answers, it'll demand payment in kind. Do you have any idea how many more Ananta will die to feed its hunger for crystals?
They would have thee suffer man's spite and live in fear. Far better to dwell in my beauteous dream than endure so ugly a reality.
She's wrong! We hate the Empire as much as you, if you just listen!
Poor, misguided children. I would spare you the torments of this cruel and misshapen world. Come, bask in my radiance. Let it fill your hearts and free you from your burdens.
Run, guys. You don't want to get caught in this.
Abide in misery then, fools. The Ananta are more deserving of my blessing. Leave these lands and my dreamers be. I will not warn you a second time.
Well. Ugh. Is there really no way we can fight alongside you without being turned into one of her dreamers? No. I knew things were not going to end well the moment she stepped out of hiding. I know, it was stupid and foolish, but I had to try, Ilya. I had to. I had to try, and I failed. So you have to fight. There is no other way. I'll wake them from the dream. Thank you, Ilya. I know you will. But we can... Thanks, Grey. Almost got me. We can but do that which is within our power. Lise, Alphino, and I will go and seize their crystal stores. That will not happen. This will not happen again. And you? When it is finished, we will be waiting for you. Emanation now accessible.
You see, Gray, if you'd have done that when Ronzi was fixated on the snake lady god tits, you might have got him.
I mean, look, he's not wrong. But there's also a good chance that Gray was as well. Right, it's late, so that is probably where I'm gonna call it. Not sure who that girl was at, whether it was at you or me.
It's normally me. I am the one having potato salad thrown at me, remember?
True.
So you'll have to message Mox.
Both.
And tell him to,
Yeah, I'll let him know that I reached the
trial.
Reach the next stopping point, yeah.
And then we can probably do that on Monday.
Yes, and also do the, we could look at doing the event. The Easter event. Did I just flashbang you?
No. God damn it. There's
Cause
Papaya
PTSD.
in the trees.
I was looking at the banner art for it. Obviously, it's got Lise in her Yida disguise, but behind the title, I'm fairly certain that's Paplimo.
I have to admit, I've not seen it.
Fair enough. I think there's a benefit for me then playing it through the through Steam. Anyway,
Playing it through Steam.
Yeah, I play it through Steam.
Yeah, but why?
Well, Steam will
you get the same launcher.
I do get the same launcher, but I also have a launcher in Steam.
Right.
So obviously it's got its own like recent page and everything. So and in there it shows all of the news, like the letter, and any events and anything like that that are happening, with its own news section, as it were.
Yeah, that is Papalimo.
Yeah. Anyway, YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already, but if you've made it to the end of this video, just know that you are fantastic for doing so. In those comments down below, so I'll respond to you in kind, but do remember this is a blind playthrough, so if you're going to talk about any of the plot points I have not yet encountered, just mark your comments with spoiler at the beginning so I can use my discretion to read through them. Every comment will receive one in kind. There are some links to the Lore Objects merch store and to my throne list, so if you want to help me out in those ways, you can by clicking on those links, giving a browse, maybe buying some stuff. I would appreciate it greatly. And until next time, YouTube, may you stay safe in this broken masquerade.